You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
A new opinion poll survey held by Lokniti-CSDS shows that Nitish Kumar is still the preferred choice for Bihar Chief Minister over RJD candidate Tejashwi Yadav despite his massive anti-incumbency. And this is similar to the findings of the CVoter opinion poll that was released a few weeks ago, but if you're to look at the recent opinion polls, Tejashwi seems to be closing in on the gap. The Lokniti-CSDS poll results show that Nitish Kumar, who was the Chief Ministerial choice for 31% of the voters surveyed, only has a 4% lead over Tejashwi, who 27% of the respondents preferred over the incumbent CM. And with that, the plot thickens. Although the Bihar State Assembly polls was largely predicted to be a one-sided election, opposition leader Tejashwi Yadav's promise of 10 lakh jobs also seems to have shaken things up a little bit in the Nitish camp, as unemployment remains a key issue in the election. But just a week before the Bihar elections begin, it's the unclear BJP-LJP equation that's making the whole affair rather intriguing. Recently, while the BJP snapped at LJP calling the party a quote-unquote vote katua or a vote cutter, Chirag Paswan found an unlikely ally in Tejashwi, who said that he wasn't averse to the idea of forming an alliance with the party. With the political equations shifting, what are the new possibilities that are emerging out ahead of the election? In this podcast, I'll be shortly joined by the Quint's political editor, Aditya Menon. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you. And I'm your host, Shalpuri. According to the Lokniti-CSDS opinion polls, the RJD-led five-party Mahagathbandhan may still manage to put up a decent fight. The NDA is expected to win anywhere between 133 to 143 seats with a 38% vote share, while the Mahagathbandhan is expected to win around 88 to 98 seats and a 32% vote share. While Nitish Kumar's popularity has dipped from 40% in 2015 to 31% now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is still popular with 61% of the respondents. And as we've said, 31% want Kumar back as the Chief Minister, but 34% of the voters surveyed also believe that the state needs a new leader. In all this, although Nitish Kumar still has an edge over Tejashwi, there are a few caveats to analyze. Let's start with the 4% gap between Tejashwi Yadav and Nitish Kumar. Why is it important, and when compared to the last few state elections, what could this potentially mean for the opposition? Aditya Menon explains.
What we usually see in pre-poll surveys is that the incumbent Chief Minister has a healthy lead over his nearest rival. For instance, in last year's Maharashtra election, Devendra Fadnavis had a 27 percentage point lead over his nearest rival, Ajit Pawar of the NCP. Then Manohar Lal Khattar of Haryana, despite a great deal of anti-incumbency, still had a 21 percentage point lead over Bhupinder Singh Hooda of the Congress. Raghubar Das, the Jharkhand Chief Minister, he had a 5.3 percentage point lead over Hemant Soren of the JMM. All these three are according to the CVoter survey. Of course, CVoter and CSDS have a different methodology, but still, I mean, this still indicates the point we are trying to make. So all these three incumbent chief ministers had a pretty substantial lead. Raghubar Das less so, but definitely Manohar Lal Khattar and Fadnavis had a very substantial lead. But in the eventual results, they didn't perform as per expectations. Devendra Fadnavis had a much below par performance than what was being anticipated. Eventually, he couldn't even form the government in the state. Khattar, he couldn't even get a majority on his own in Haryana and had to take the help of Dushyant Chautala's JJP. And Raghubar Das, of course, despite this 5.3 percentage point lead over Hemant Soren, Raghubar Das was voted out and he lost his own seat. So if Nitish Kumar has just a 4 percentage point lead over Tejashwi Yadav, in any two-party election, I would have said that Nitish Kumar is going to lose. But Bihar is a slightly more complicated election. And it's complicated because of the BJP voter. Now, it's quite possible that the BJP voters, many BJP voters in these pre-poll surveys say that they don't want Nitish Kumar, but they go and vote for BJP or the NDA candidate in their respective seats anyway. So it is this voter that is really adding to the instability in all the Bihar predictions.
And there are a few other points to note. 24% of the voters said that they're still undecided, 10% didn't reveal their vote, 14% said that they could change their mind, 43% of the respondents said that they're against another term for Nitish Kumar, 38% are in favor, and 19% didn't respond. Does the key to the election lie with the undecided voters then? How can they change the outcome of the elections depending on who they pick? Back to Aditya here.
Definitely, I think undecided voters do hold the key in this election. 24% is a reasonably substantial number, though not very different from the national average in any such pre-poll surveys. I mean, if you have just a 6 percentage point gap between the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan, and 24% people are undecided, so obviously, if a bigger chunk of the 24% goes on the Mahagathbandhan side, uh, it's quite possible that they'll be able to turn the tables on the NDA. On the other hand, if a larger chunk goes with the NDA, then the NDA's lead would increase even further. So clearly, the undecided voters will decide the election in the end. Other than the undecided voters, I think it is this complicated BJP, JDU, LJP equation that is going to play an important role here. Um, as things stand today, a very large proportion of BJP voters are upset with Nitish Kumar. As many as I think close to 30 to 40% of BJP voters said that they don't want Nitish Kumar back as the chief minister. So, if they don't want someone back as CM, would they still vote for the JDU in seats where the BJP is not contesting? Would they come out in as many numbers as they would have for a BJP candidate or a BJP chief minister? And the third most complicated aspect in this is that there is actually another party, the Lok Janshakti Party, which wants to have a BJP-led government in Bihar. It's openly asking for votes in the name of Prime Minister Modi. So won't a BJP voter who's upset with Nitish Kumar vote for the LJP instead of the JDU in the non-BJP seats? So it is this element that is really adding to the uncertainty in the Bihar election, and this voter, along with the undecided voters, will play a very important role in shaping the result.
But coming to the equation between the LJP and the BJP, as we know, the LJP, which is an NDA ally at the centre, is fighting the state elections solo. While locking its horn with the JDU, the party's young political scion, Chirag Paswan, has thrown all his support behind PM Modi and voiced his hopes to form a BJP-led government in the state. In a previous episode on Bihar elections, we had analysed the possibility of a secret deal of seats between the LJP and the BJP, as a few top BJP leaders recently switched to the LJP and are contesting against the JDU in certain constituencies where the BJP is not fighting. Do check out the episode on the show notes, but a lot has changed in the past few weeks. From maintaining a steady silence on the LJP's constant attacks on Kumar, the BJP recently got down to calling the LJP vote katua, which is a term used in the Hindi heartland to refer to parties or candidates who eat into others' votes without benefiting themselves. And yet again, Chirag Paswan didn't have a straight response to it. He not only reiterated his unwavering loyalty towards Modi, even referring to himself as Hanuman, but he also hit back at BJP leaders for calling his party a vote katua, saying that they're targeting him and the party to placate Nitish Kumar. But while this puzzling political relation gets even more tangled, Tejashwi extended his sympathy and support towards Paswan. So, are there any chances of new possibilities opening up, or is it just posturing? Can Tejashwi turn the election around?
In the last few weeks, Tejashwi Yadav does seem to have closed the gap through a very sharp campaign focused on just the unemployment issue. Tejashwi has managed to uh, decrease Nitish Kumar's lead. The surveys in the last week of September said that Nitish Kumar was leading by close to 15 percentage points. The latest survey now, this time by CSDS, shows that the lead is just 4 percentage points. So clearly, something Tejaswi doing is working. Chirag Paswan seems to have gone into this election with a "I don't have anything to lose" kind of attitude. He lost his father in the middle of the campaign, but he continued with his uh, slightly bold tactics in this election. His party has walked out of the seat sharing arrangement within the NDA. He's put up over 100 candidates, most of them aimed at defeating the Janata Dal United. It seems that Chirag Paswan is working towards a slightly more long-term vision. It's not so much focusing on the present Bihar election, but more towards an eventual reality in which the JDU and Nitish Kumar aren't the kind of important forces that they now seem to be. He seems to be working towards a reality in which the BJP no longer wants to be with Nitish Kumar. Uh, so it's an interesting strategy that Chirag Paswan has employed.
If you like listening to this episode, please subscribe to the Big Story playlist for episodic updates. We're live on Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website and check out the podcast section. For any feedback, shoot an email to podcasts@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.